The transportation is one of the important part for the company. The transportation is mean the actual physical movement of goods and people between two points or place. The transportation can make the services become more efficient, accurate and more safer. Transportation also can help the company to save time and money. Sometimes the customer want their product arrive on time, right? With transportation also can maintain a good relationship with customer. Okay, for FGV, the company only use land transportation. They use motor carrier, which is truck and lorry. The lorry is very useful because it can carry the fruit or crops from the plantation to the factory easily. Other than that, FGV also use rail to carry the fruit or crops from the plantation to the factory.
Okay, for next point is facility location. Facility location is the process of identifying the best geographic location for a service or production facility. Location is a long-term decision in nature that is not easily changed in the short term, and the priority of the location decision for a manufacturer is to cut costs. Once a facility location decision is implemented, the decision is hard to reverse. Further, Global Venture Holding Berhad, FGV, they need to identify the cost, available infrastructure, labor skill, government policy, and environment are very important factors. Location strategy helps FGV in determining product offering, market demand forecast in different markets, best location to access customer, and best manufacturing and service location. The challenge faced by FGV are massive due to the uncertainty of numerous factors, and the right location does not guarantee success, but the wrong location will certainly guarantee failure.
We go to the next inventory control. There are 5 elements in there. First is inventory management. Federal government venture use two major methods for inventory management, which is just in time (JIT) and material requirement planning (MRP). In controlling the inventory, there are several techniques that apply. That is stock review, just-in-time methodology, ABC analysis methodology. Second is a large inventory carries the risk of damage, theft, damage or change in demand. Inventories shall we physically calculate or measure before they can be put into the balance sheet. Third is how federal government venture maintain sophisticated inventory management system to track real-time inventory levels. They use two ways. First is predict demand for product to be exercised, and second is control the exact stock for raw materials. Next is they use a good standard operation procedure, that is SOP. And the last way is they use a new ICT to working it. Thank you.
Okay, now I will move to production planning and schedule. For production planning is the strategy process that will gain idea conception to product market launch. Planning is the most important section in the company to make sure they will know best of results. Once the product has been released to the market, it's part of a life cycle which is a several stage of the product planning. There are four main stages of the product lifestyle with introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. For introduction, it's about bringing a new product to the market and making people aware of it. Next, growth is where the product has a successful introduction and feedback from customer is being used for marketing. For maturity, the product is well established in the marketplace with a lot of competition from competitor. Lastly, the product is no longer attractive because of the technology and other factors. Okay, next we move on to production schedule. Production schedule is a document that contains detailed information relating to the formulation and generation of goods or material with reference. It can be defined as a plan of how the production budget for a project that will span over a determined timeline through each phase of production. Firstly, Felda Global Venture FGV need to create an objective. Creating an objective allows us to think out of the box and look at the production in a different perspective. Secondly, the management of the company need to consider the resources. Once we set the goal, think of the supporting component like the materials and other resources that need for the production. And lastly, the company have to set a reasonable timeline. This is important because we need to think practical when setting the timeline and achieve the target.
Okay, for the last activities of company that was packaging. Packaging may be defined as the general group of activities in product planning which helps in value designing and producing the container or wrapper for a product. Packaging has a significant impact on the efficiency and effectiveness of retail supply chains. For the FGV holding Berhaks, they use the type of primary packaging that was first packaging layer in which the product is contained. The most important primary packaging is to protect and preserve the product from damage. As we know, packaging is important, which is firstly to create demand. For example, FJV company manufacture cooking oil product where they are packaging the cooking oil with creative use of bright color to attract customer to buy and then create demand. Second, FGV will provide protection of the product so that this product does not occur for further damage will affect the demand for this product. And lastly, FGV will show guideline to customer of their all product manufacture. For example, FGV show guideline for buyers using this cooking oil properly so as not to have a bad occurrence. Uh, FGV also is more on consumer packaging. This is because packaging is more on marketing emphasis, often based on manufacturing and marketing consideration. And in conclusion, packaging is very important in a product manufacturing process where packaging also play a role to attract buyers to buy a product.